Good evening. Good evening.
All right.
What's going on, Jay?
Hey, I'm here.
Good evening. Welcome back to Dissect. Another episode, another year, another cold winter day, another exciting show.
Yeah,
What's been
second
up?
show of the new year.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
well, I started my show,
Yes,
6-7. I
yes,
started
yes,
Mind in Motion. That
yes.
was exciting. I started that this week. It was really, honestly, it was weird doing it without you.
Right,
I was really missing my co-host. I was like,
right.
where's my co-host?
You-
And I
but you
just
did
kept
great.
focusing.
Yeah,
I had to keep focus on the guests, and I couldn't pause to wait for you to ask a question. I had to just keep it
yep,
going. So it's
yeah.
different without you. So you were missed.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, but I kind of figured. Um, but you did great. Didn't need me at all, but I know what you mean. It's like even when, I do dissect without you, I could
Yeah,
do it by myself, but you're not there. It's like it feels kind of weird or different.
yeah. Right
So
here.
yeah, but that was great show, a great topic, great guests. Yeah, man, and I guess we gotta plug that in. You gotta
I'll
start
plug that at
plugging
the
that
end
in,
before the end of the
every
show.
Wednesdays on TDNT, man. Yeah, but so we're doing Dissect, and you'll be
Yes.
back on Mind Emotion on Wednesday.
Hmm.
Right? So, but
Yeah.
yeah, we have a special guest, and she's not a first timer to Dissect. She educated us the last time she was here, and she's a pretty exciting guest to have. And we will
Hmm.
let Jewel do the intro
Me,
to her.
we're okay. So we don't have that intermission anywhere. We're introducing her right away. Okay, we can bring her up right now.
Yeah.
So Sophia Waterman is an experienced insurance agent. She works in Canada. She works in different provinces across Canada, and she's educating people on the importance of getting life insurance. So we're happy to have her here tonight again to talk to you all about getting life insurance. So without further ado, welcome, Sophia Waterman.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Jewel and Novi.
Yes.
Thank
Welcome
you
back
guys
to
for having me here today.
yes. Welcome
And
back to Dissect.
every
Welcome
listener,
back.
thank you.
Right. It's like we said, we had some fun the last time. You educated us on a few things that we didn't know about, and I'm pretty sure you did the same for the guests. And we just had a blast time with you here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome
So
back.
yeah,
Thanks. Lovely being here. Great co-host. Thank you.
nice. So what have you been up to? I mean, we know you're constantly working hard, but apart from the hard work, what have you been up to? Have fun wise?
Mhm.
Well, today I was at a short funeral. Lord, wedding.
Okay,
Yeah, so I
don't
was
don't kill the people already.
I know, right? It's opposite.
I went to a beautiful wedding, about 12 people. It was
Right.
very intimate and it was really nice. It's nice to
Nice.
see that there are possibilities still in our age. Yeah.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. All right. So last time you were here, what we were talking about life insurance,
Mm.
Yeah.
and how important, life insurance is to our community, right?
Mm.
So I guess we could basically start back there, right? And continue on. Um, how important, excuse me, how important would you say it is to have life insurance?
First thing I want to start with our community.
Right.
Mhm.
I saw a video one time says that if every black person, a black community has life insurance, the death rate, the murder rate, the violence rate will reduce. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Of the importance of it, and because of the amount of money will be given out by the insurance, they will make sure that that community is safe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just important that, oh, it's life insurance for family, but our community, that many of us living in community that we can't go out at night, so we have to always lock down.
Hmm.
If the whole black community, we say Jane and Finch, for example, they said back in the day consists of black and a lot of violence. Can
Right.
you imagine if every child parent insure their children or every adult have insurance in that community, what would have been the difference today?
Mm-hmm.
So not only is it good for families, but it also change a community
Community.
all around. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
That's
it puts a value on a community then. It puts
yes,
value in the community when they have life
exactly.
insurance.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because like I'm not sure I want the question in my head. I don't think it's raw, so I don't really want to ask
Yeah,
it
yeah, this
because
is
it's just so
dissect.
raw.
Come on.
Come
Yeah,
on,
I
it's
know,
nice.
but it's like it's
Come on.
almost like saying, okay, so if there's no insurance on a certain community, it's almost like that community is targeted.
Basically, because there's no need. Like for example, the insurance company will make sure that the payout rate, even insurance is a business, correct?
Right. Yes.
Yes.
So if I'm sick, then
Hmm.
I'm going to have a premium that has a rated premium so that at least they can recuperate some of that lost.
Right.
So if I'm giving in this neighborhood, they might ask you where you live in and so forth and so forth. There's some, even though we say, oh, it doesn't affect where you're living or
It
only
does.
ages and so forth.
Right.
We're talking about the community side. We're not talking about the insurance company. We're talking about
Right.
the
Yeah.
community. Because
Right.
of the loss for the insurance company, they're going to make sure that in the background, of course, that community is always on the safe level. No
Hmm.
more
Mm-hmm.
violence, no more unnecessary shooting. Police are going to be patrolling around the neighborhood. And
Right.
eventually, all that crime is going to diminish,
With that, right. Yeah,
right?
it makes a
So,
lot of sense.
I never looked at it from that perspective, but it's a logical explanation and
Right.
it just makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Right? And
Wow.
then when it comes to family, is the family now, for example, a lot of families you see how, especially in our culture, not
Hmm.
only, of course, but in our culture, they go fund me. And sometimes you see people work hard, which we do as Black people. We really work hard. And then you hear the person gone. And when you look, you see GoFundMe.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, why will the person be working so hard and they don't have that protection on their life?
Right.
Now
Yeah.
the person has a spouse or children. They now put that spouse or child or children years behind. So instead of they carry on from the husband, not only in pain, or from the wife, not only in pain, physical pain,
Hmm.
emotional pain, but now
Mm-hmm.
financial pain,
Right.
because that income is no longer sufficing the family.
Right.
Yeah.
That powerhouse of a couple is no longer a powerhouse of a couple. It's now a single parent dealing with children, bills, and all the other things, pain of loss, and all that. So having insurance wouldn't say, oh, guess what? Novi, you're not going to have pain or whatever. No, you're going to still encounter that pain.
Right.
However, you're going to only think about the pain instead of thinking about bills and loss and all these, how am I going to
Mm-hmm.
feed the children? So many different things that compact together.
Right.
That money is going to help shave off some of that pain.
Hmm.
So
Right.
that's some of the power in having life insurance, basically.
Right. Hmm.
Hmm.
And if I may
Yes.
interject,
Yes.
most of the time we talk about insurance, we talk about life insurance.
Yes.
Yes.
How about living benefits?
Okay. So tell us about the living benefits that are attached to having a
Life
life
insurance.
insurance plan.
Yeah, so living benefit is one is disability. You go
Mhm.
out there, it's icy now, it's raining ice, you fell, broke your hand. Your hand is the right hand is the hand that you work with, or
Hmm.
your feet or whatever. You can't work. You might have a short-term disability, but this disability, like myself, went on the tractor trailer, that disability said would only last a while. After that's 3 months or whatever, what happens next?
Right.
Mhm.
Your bill's not going to say, guess Novi, guess Jewel, I'm going to wait until you get better. You may not
Yeah.
get better in a
No,
year or
they
two,
keep coming.
but
Mhm.
I'm going to wait. No,
Right.
the bills need to be paid.
Keep
Right.
coming.
So that living benefit insurance called disability is going to suffice your income until you get better.
Mhm.
Another living benefit is, God forbid, we know cancer is dominant, cancer, stroke, all those diseases, illness it causes. So it's disability and it's illness.
Right.
Right.
So if you never become disabled, but you become ill, therefore they call it 25 illnesses. Severe
Mm.
Mhm.
burns, stroke, heart attack, cancer,
Right.
so many different illnesses. If
Hmm.
anything should happen and we're working and we're go to the doctor for a checkup, they did this. One of my business partner, 2 years ago,
Mhm.
2024, and 3 days after her birthday, she died before she came into
Yeah.
this business to understand.
Right.
No critical
Mhm.
illness, breast cancer.
Wow.
Mhm.
It went and then it remissioned back, and within months she was gone.
Right.
So had she gotten that for the few years from the years that it went back and then regressed back,
Hmm.
or for what lack of a better word right now, then she would have gotten that 50,000, 100,000, and that would have
Mhm.
been paying into different avenues until she gets better.
Right.
Mhm.
But
Hmm.
unfortunately, there was none.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are the
I know
things.
families like that too that don't like their loved ones pass away, and maybe that person was the breadwinner in the home. They pass
And
away, and
Yeah.
then no life insurance, and now they're left to pay the bills, as you said, pay whatever remaining bills are there,
Mhm.
and they have nothing. They're in debt,
right.
And
right?
not even that. He may have that himself or herself that rolled over to the spouse or the partner,
Yes.
right? So now they don't only have their debt, they also have a spouse debt that he or she left.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, because that don't go away with your death.
There are
No.
things that rolls over, like your RRSP, and so there's things that roll your house, but there are other
Right.
things just come right to you directly that you
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Something as simple as garbage collection. And the reason why I'm mentioning this, because this happened to an aunt of mine, an in-law she was married into the family. She passed away. My aunt, may she rest in peace.
Hmm.
After her death, it was my uncle was collecting all the bills that he had to now pay out. And one of the things that was on her name was garbage collection. As minimal as it is, this is in America, so I don't know how it is in Canada. But garbage collection was an additional bill, and it needed to be paid. So that was one thing that was sent to him. Very interesting, but
Yeah.
everything accounts for money, in
Yeah,
the end.
because strange enough, I never knew Windsor, that's Woodstock rather, that's where my daughter lives.
Hmm.
You pay
Mhm.
for your own garbage. So that's a point to be. So maybe she's putting on the garbage every week and never paid. So now all that is backed up on him or her.
Yes, yes.
So
Mhm.
lots of is
Wow.
debt. Okay, so normally with life insurance, we go with four things. Debt. How much debt do you have?
Hmm.
We accumulate your debt, see how much do you have, and then we put that number. The other one is income,
Mhm.
especially if the child is young. We say at least get 10 years of your income,
Right.
at the least 10 years of your income.
Mhm.
Because that 10 years, you have so many different things. That, remember, that income was the only income. That mother or father who's doing the caregiving at the time may not have gone to school, may
Right.
not have
Mhm.
anything to get a proper job. So
Hmm.
have to go Walmart, McDonald's for minimum wage job and leave your kids won't even make sense. So is that income, then you have mortgage.
Mhm.
And then the last thing you have is your education and your final expenses.
Hmm.
The first three and four, which is the debt, temporary, you can do a term for that. Income, 10 years, you can do a term for that.
Right.
Mortgage, 30 years, 25 years, whatever it is, you can do a term for that. Children's education, whether it's for 17 years, depending on the age of the child, 7 years, 5 years, depends on the age of the child. But what you can't do a term for is your final expenses. Because guess what? Some people die at 2 from birth. Some people, my father died at 85. Mom died at 57. So you can't put a term on your life unless you decide after 20 years, I'm going to kill myself so my family can get my money.
Right.
So having that structured financial plan is so crucial in deciding how you retire, how your kids retire, how your kids live, or even not even your kid, you may not have kids. How
Yeah.
do you live? Because your
Right.
husband and you are partners. And when
Right.
one of that spouse is gone, that independence of that spouse is no longer. So how are we going to fill that void? Through the life
Life
insurance.
insurance. Okay.
Right.
So there's a question that came in the back, and it's in the case of a family package. I don't know if you do family packages, so you have to break that down for us. Could children still be covered in the passing of a parent?
Yes. Okay, so the family package is covered children up to some people, some is 21, 25, depending on the company, different ages. You have to renew it to an adult age or whatever. Some is thing. So you have the child as the rider, as a package. The child will be the rider. So if a child dies before the parent is paid out the amount for the child, whether it's 10,000, 15,000, whatever that is.
Right.
If, on the other hand, the owner, the insured, not even the owner, because the insured is the person that covers the insurance. So if, on the other hand, the insured dies, then the policy will be paid out to the beneficiary of that insurance.
Okay.
So
So
yes,
it's
it will cover. But remember, if you have a package with a child rider, say for example, your child starts smoking at 18, yes, you do everything well, whatever, but at 18, 19 years old, the child starts smoking and drinking. There's no guarantee that that policy that you want to renew, although some company prorate it as a smoker's rate. So if the child do smoke at that time, but at sometimes if you get sick on different things, the rider is not necessarily renewed. Just remember that. So the best thing to do is to lock in your child while they're young and healthy in a
Right.
permanent insurance.
permanent insurance.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Wow.
I hope that answers the question for the person who asks.
Yeah.
So I always bring up this point, and I brought up this point to you the other day. We were talking, and some of us who have life insurance plans at work, we assume that when we retire, that life insurance package is coming with us as well. And I came to the reality just before, beginning of, it was somewhere in October, November. It was told to me that no, once you retire, that insurance policy is null and void
Oh, wow.
Correct.
with your workplace because you
Correct.
no longer work for the company.
Correct. So when you work with a company, you are what they call an asset. So they're protecting their asset. At the same time, they're taking out the, for lack of a better word, they're taking out the power out of their hand, for lack of a better word now. The owners, they're taking the owners out of themselves and putting it on the insurance company. So if anything happens to you, yes, they go to the insurance company. But you decide, okay, I quit, they fire you, you retire, but most people don't want to retire on a job. They want to retire earlier, right? So whichever way you leave that job, they say, okay, some company, they match your RRSP. I will talk about that later on. But the insurance, all the little benefits that you have, they say, listen, I'm not going to pay you, Jewel. I'm not going to cover you to go and work with Novi. Why would I do that? You're not an asset to me anymore. You're an asset to Novi. So now Novi is responsible for you. But Novi may not have benefits. So that benefit that you have happily enjoying. And remember, the insurance that they give is it's just a percentage of your salary. So it's not a lot to maybe cover your bills and debts and so forth. Maybe just your death. So it's not a lot that they give, especially if you're minimum wage.
Right.
You're not going to get a lot. So
Mm.
you have to decide if you have to decide how are you going to wait until they decide to fire you, you decide to quit to get something for yourself where you know you're covering yourself? Are you going to take the
Mhm.
power from your employer and put it on yourself, or are you going to always give your employer the power to give
Yeah.
you 2 weeks vacation out of 52, the
Mm.
power to tell you when to go on vacation, when not to go? Who do you want the power? Do you want it in your hand, or do you want it into your employer's hand?
Mhm. Hmm.
Yeah.
That,
Thought-provoking questions there.
right? And these are things that our community don't learn about. We don't research about, period. And we just figure, yeah, you're working and you have life insurance, right? That
Yeah.
what oh gosh. So I know there's different let's say different premiums or different levels of insurance.
Different types.
There's
Yeah.
different types of insurance, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, okay. So there's different types of life insurance is what I'm trying
Yes.
to okay.
Yes.
Can you break down some of those types of insurance and um I guess the higher the insurance, the higher the insurance rate, or
Yeah.
the higher the coverage, the higher the insurance rate, right?
Yeah.
Could you break that down for us? I
Yes.
guess starting from the basic.
Okay. Thank you again for your question. So, insurance comes with two basic: term and permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Under the term is term, under the permanent is universal life and whole life.
Right.
Mhm.
So term, it's very cheap. It's very initially, as I said earlier, all your temporary fix is a temporary fix,
Right.
right? It's like you put in, um, you have toothache, and you put in clove there. It's just a
Right.
temporary fix. It's not going to
Right.
cure it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's what term is. Term is just for
Okay.
temporary fix. Your debt, your mortgage, your simple things, your 10
Right.
years, 20 years stuff. So
Okay.
that's a term. However, if you decided, okay, my mortgage is done 30 years now, I'm 30 years older,
Mm-hmm.
and you decide that you want to redo that insurance, it's going to be arm and a leg. A matter of fact, I'm not sure if she's here. One of my friends wouldn't call the name. When I first started this and I showed her, I said, I'm not going to tell you, call the company and ask them. When she
Mm-hmm.
called the company, she said, oh, yeah, 30 years we've been paying insurance, and now it's moving from one something or two something to 600 and something dollars.
Whoa, that's a high
Yeah,
jump.
I didn't tell her. I said, you called and find out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
now she called me today and she said the same thing again. You just send her, say, okay, this term that I've paid for 30 years, 200 and something dollars for both of us is
Mm-hmm.
now 600, almost $700. I'm retiring. What can I do with that? You
Right.
Mhm.
understand?
Yeah.
So that's term. And
Yeah.
Wow.
the sad thing about term, the people that sell only term and tell
Mm-hmm.
you to come and invest the rest, they don't show you anything else. They don't educate you on anything else because guess what? They want a sale.
They want to
Is that
Right.
sell.
correct to say?
Yeah.
So now you go now. So I sell term, I sell both permanent universal life and whole life.
Right.
So what I do now, we do a needs analysis and we say, Jewel, based on your needs analysis, you need this, that, that, that. You do need some permanent into your insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That permanent is going to have what a kids or whatever, your final expenses. You want to have a batch, you want to have this, that, you want to have different things. Different people have different stroke for different
But
folks.
different. Right.
Is that
Right.
correct to say?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So now you have your income taxes. I personally haven't done my income tax last year.
Mm-hmm.
So if God forbid anything happens to me now between now and April again, guess what? One of my child or children is responsible for paying that taxes for the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Yeah.
is the money going to come from?
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm 35 years. My policy that I paid for 30 years already expired. Now I have all these expenses still on me. I have my final expenses. I don't want to be cremated. I don't want to be cremated. If you save my life, don't cremate me.
Right.
So
Mhm.
where will the money come from for proper burial?
Right.
Yeah.
You can't put a term on that.
Mm.
The difference between the two permanent, which is universal life, and whole life tends to be the most expensive because it comes with a guarantee.
Okay.
You do own it, just like the universal life.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much flexibility with it. You have to surrender the policy if there's some things you can and cannot do. So you might
Right.
have to surrender the policy. There, you don't understand. You would never know what is the cost of insurance. So, and then you don't know where your whole life investment, where is your money going into?
Going.
You
Mm.
understand? You don't know the investment for that.
Right.
However, on the universal life, I always I pride myself on it because I do have it myself. And I do have term for my mortgage as well. And I will talk about mortgage insurance after.
Mm-hmm.
So now that same universal life, say the premium for, and remember, premium is based on age, health. Health is so important. Health and age. The older you are and unhealthy you are, is the more your premium is going to be.
Right.
Your health, even though you're older and you're healthy, you can smoker, not a one again that triple your
High
premium.
risk. Right.
Smoker.
Yeah.
You can get decline. You can get in any insurance. You can get decline, rated, or standard,
Mm-hmm.
or what they call it, elite or preferred health. If you're very healthy, you can solicit the insurance to say, you know what, this person is healthy. I want to do a preferred standard rate for her or him. When they come
Mm-hmm.
back, they decide, okay, yes, we'll take the. So that means instead of you pay $50 because you're preferred health, then you might pay $30.
Right.
You're very healthy, right? And then, so for example, you're from Jamaica, Novi, right?
No, Dominica.
You're Dominican too,
Yes. Beautiful island.
Trinidadian, Trinidadian extension, right? So either
Yeah.
of us decided, you know what, I have a universal life. Guess what? I want to go party like what's his name just now in Dominica. I want to be at the carnival. I don't want to be thinking about insurance. Now you
Yeah.
put that policy on vacation. Just like when you're on
Mm.
vacation, the premium come go on holiday and they take it out from your investment. So
Okay.
they tell you term and invest the rest, but they don't tell you that your policy, your permanent, is being grown with cash value that is being sheltered, tax sheltered,
Mm-hmm.
and growing. So should anything happen to you, you don't have to worry for a period of time. Once you have cash value, it will pay for itself.
Right.
The
And
term you have
this
to split.
this is the universal life, right? That
Yes,
you're referring to. Okay.
yes,
And term is just term. When it's up, it's up.
Yeah.
yeah. And it can become too expensive to maintain.
Can become too much.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the universal life also, apart from that, you can see on the statement, it says your policy fee, $10, your cash value, $15, your whatever. So it gives you exact cost. So you see the cost of insurance, it's right there. You know
Right.
what you're paying for.
Mm.
And like, I had a client, she didn't like the US funds. So she'll say, listen, I don't want no US fund. In the whole life, you don't have such a luxury. But in the universal life, you can say, okay, no US fund, just Canadian or whatever other funds. So the
Okay.
flexibility that comes with universal life out, but a lot of people love the guarantee, as I said, with the whole life and the cash value and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. So we have you talking a lot, but explain if you can explain, because a lot of people are, I don't want to say ignorant or uneducated
Uneducated.
to the fact to what insurance companies do with that money. And now you alluded to its US funds. So what do insurance companies do with the money?
So in the permanent insurance, you compound your money, they reinvest it for you. So every year, we do a little quote of 6%, but the fund itself might perform lower than 6%. I can perform much more than the 6%. So whatever the market is indexed, that fund will continue growing and growing. So every year when you look at the statements, you will see, oh wow, you told me, Sophie, that this at year 3, my money gonna be. That's why review is very important. It's hard to get clients to do review, but it's so important, so vital. Guess why? Because now you can look at the statement 2 years ago and compare it with the statement 2 years later and say, oh, wow,
Mhm.
we're above par or we're below par. What can we do to fix this?
Right.
Mhm.
Right? But you have that investment. And another thing, what I love about it too, you can say, you know what? I want to take out, I have $10,000 in my cash value. Things are tight right now. I need to take out, say, 7,000, 5,000. You can borrow it from yourself or you can take it out and don't pay it back. The whole life now, on the other hand, they might say, listen, you have to surrender the account and then you get that money, the cash value that you have inside of it.
Is this similar to, like, I don't know how knowledgeable you are about the 401k? Is that similar to the 401k? Like, people in the States, they have the insurance plan and they can borrow off of it from their job once they're working. Is it similar?
No, I
No.
don't. I'm not supposed to talk about states that I'm not
Oh,
licensed in.
okay.
But 401k is an investment in. It's like 401k is like our RSP.
RSP, it's like RSP. Okay.
Hmm.
All
So
right.
one thing I wanted to talk about, which a lot of people have, and a lot of families are, and I think because they're younger, they're taking it for granted.
Hmm.
A lot of families have mortgage insurance with a mortgage company.
Hmm.
And some of the things that we don't understand, that that mortgage company is the beneficiary of that insurance.
Mm.
So, for example, Joel, you have a house and you bought the house at 500,000. So now you pass Mr. Novel, your husband, just acting out. He's just your acting husband today.
Hubby.
So now, now your acting husband died at, say, 200,000. Now is the mortgage. Both of you have
Hmm.
the house, 500,000. He now died at 200,000. How much are they going to pay you? You were paying for 500,000 for the last 10 years.
We would think 300.
No, they're going to pay you 200,000. Oh, and they may not pay you. Why? Guess what? They found out when Novi and you bought the house, he was sick. He has always been
Mm.
sick.
Wow.
Mortgage company does, and you can Google it yourself. They do underwriting after you're gone.
Hmm.
They are the beneficiary. They tell you if you have a critical illness on it, they will tell you I'm paying you how much they want to pay on the critical illness.
Right.
They tell you what to do with that money. You can't take, they're going to take that money for that critical illness and put it on the mortgage. If you have an
Wow.
individual critical illness, you can go vacation everywhere in the world with that money because it's
Hmm.
yours, it's your money. When you have
Right.
an individual critical illness on the mortgage, then the mortgage company say, listen, you have to pay this, you have to pay that, and so forth. And they will pay it off, even though you don't want to pay off, you're not ready for your mortgage to be paid off, you want the money. No, they take that money and they give it to you. If you're sick, they won't pay it off. Not
Wow.
a question again with the mortgage insurance. You are 40, now you're 50 years old, and you're like the interest rate gone high. You're with RBC, and all of a sudden, you're with the Green Bank, and you want to take that insurance to the Green Bank. Now you're 10 years older.
Hmm.
No, we have to have our own insurance over here. So that 10 years that you have paid, gone right back to that mortgage, that first mortgage company. But if you have an
Mhm.
individual life insurance on yourself, no matter how much the mortgage goes up or goes down, it remains level until that
Hmm.
mortgage expires or you die.
So it's a I guess misunderstand. No, I shouldn't say misunderstanding. It's disclosed because it's in all of that paperwork that they give us to sign when we sign these things. But we're so excited. We're brand new homeowners, Navi, and we're like, oh,
Yep.
we just bought a home. We're
You
not
just want to
taking
move
time to
in.
read all of these
No, you just want
documents.
to move
But
in.
that's exactly what happens. It's
Yes.
Hmm.
not non-disclosure. It's in there, but
Yeah.
it's not even the fine print. But we just don't take time to read
Yep.
Right.
those documents.
Yep.
So
Wow.
having a mortgage, insurance agent as Sophia, you will get the real deal, the raw deal, and she will give you options and let you choose from those options as to what,
Correct.
but
Right.
also, advise as she should. Thank you. Wow.
So,
Interesting.
so, so let's say, well, I guess for people who own a house mortgage and people who own an apartment insurance. So let's say you wanted to, and even I guess your car insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is it a possibility? And if it is a possibility, is it a better option to bundle all these insurance and I guess with one company?
Yeah, I don't do car. I'm not a car insurance specialist.
Right.
However, as a person with a home and car, yes, there's a percentage that they give you when you put whether it's a home
Merge
insurance
them
or
together.
tenant insurance or your car insurance together. Yeah.
Right. But so a life insurance is like totally separate from these two then.
Yes, I
Oh,
do. I do the car insurance and the house insurance and the business insurance and so forth on referral basis with one company. So I can refer you to one company and they will give you an assessment and see, and you decide whether or not you want it. But
oh,
I
okay.
personally don't write you
Don't
the business for that. No.
right. Okay. Hmm.
Hmm. So there's a question in the back, and
Mhm.
it's if I am a new life insurance owner, I'm going to purchase some life insurance from you. Would it be okay to bring a lawyer when looking for life insurance?
What a lawyer gonna do? Is he an insurance lawyer? I don't
Ah, good
because
question.
all insurance contract all of them has the basics, the same um wording. They're basically the same thing. Just different company offer better prices, offer better packages, and so forth. But
Right.
they are universally the same wording. So basically,
Mhm.
what will a lawyer really do? I don't know that maybe an insurance lawyer, if you when it comes to the beneficiary, I don't know. But I've
Right.
never really heard that suggestion. I wouldn't say no, I wouldn't say yes.
Right.
But all I will ask, what is a lawyer going to do? He can't change the wording of a contract, can he?
Right.
Can
No.
if you bring a lawyer, can the lawyer say no, take out this out the contract? No.
No.
So you're wasting your money to bring a lawyer
Lawyer,
who
right.
cannot change anything on the contract because the contract is already universal.
Right.
Mhm.
So I
Mm.
just see it as a waste
So,
of money.
okay. Yeah, so insurance works different, insurance contracts or whatever,
Yeah.
it works different from business. You needed a lawyer for business, but
Yes,
insurance is different.
your business insurance, which is different
Right.
because you might want to do buy and sell, you might want to have certain things in it, certain clause, and so
In the
forth. So
clause.
in that, you might want to have the lawyer, both lawyers develop that plan, buy and
Right.
sell, and so forth. But
But
individual, it's universal
don't need it.
contract, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, there you have it.
All you need to do to get your life insurance is make sure that the person does a needs analysis. That needs analysis shows you do you need permanent, temporary, or a mixture of both. And then you tell the client, this is what you need. The client can say, oh, listen, I want less or I want more. At that point, you document and say, listen, I told the client they need 50,000, but they want 100,000. They can't afford 100,000, so why not? But you document it. You
Hmm.
tell the client, they need 100,000, but they say, listen, I want 50,000, even though they can afford it. You still
Mhm.
document it and say, I told the client 100,000 is the need. Should anything happen to them? But they said they want 50,000. The
Hmm.
client signed to
Mhm.
say, I take 50,000. Sure, the client die or whatever, the client cannot come back and say, listen, I had all these bills and you didn't know. There's a signature there from the client saying, I refuse to take the recommendation,
Right.
Mhm.
right? So just have the needs analysis done, see different options, as Jewel said, see different options, weigh your options, and then take it from there. Because the last thing you want to do is give somebody an insurance that they can't afford. It
Hmm.
doesn't
Yeah.
make sense,
Right.
right?
And that's why you do reviews sometimes because people's incomes do change over the
Change.
years. So you
Mhm.
do check in with people. What
Exactly.
do you think? What are some of the hangups, like some of the things that are preventing from people from checking in and reviewing their file? What are some things like?
I don't know. I think some people are just too busy. they're too busy to care for themselves because it's
Mhm.
your own family, it's your family.
Hmm.
Having a
Yeah.
life insurance, you put made the first step. You say, I want to protect myself should anything happen to me for my family. So
Yeah.
why won't you want to do that review? Now
Mhm.
you're now busy. You think you're set and you're too busy to care for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secondly, some people just say, oh, I trust you, do whatever. It doesn't work like
Mhm.
that. We are
Right.
here to be trusted, of course, but we
Yeah.
also want to make sure that we're doing right by you.
Right.
As you
Right.
rightly said, you got a
Yeah.
job, your
Hmm.
income increase. Your need might have been 50,000, 100,000, but now your need is now 200,000.
Yeah.
You need now you could afford 50,000, but because you needed 200,000 and you get a job, now you can afford the
Mhm.
200,000. So
Hmm.
these are the things. The is there any illnesses? Is there any family? Maybe one of my client, his father died and he's the beneficiary on the policy.
Mhm.
Is the beneficiary still alive? Not alive? Are you divorced? Not divorced. Do you still want your husband or your wife on it? Do you still want your children? Are your children now wayward? Do you want to put that policy as irrevocable or revocable? There's so many things review can
Mhm.
do. And maybe when I sat with you 5 years ago, I wasn't that versed. But now I
Right.
learned some things. Sitting with you, look, oh
Yes.
my gosh, I noticed I didn't give you this and that and that.
Hmm.
Let's review and see if you need it, what. Check it
Yeah.
out. Okay, you do need it. Now I can give it to you.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
I
a
do that with my cell phone bill. I check in. I'm like, any deals you can give me? Any better packages? Like, why
Right.
wouldn't I do that with my life insurance?
exactly.
Hmm.
But anyways,
Yeah,
everybody has their own way of doing things.
yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. I was actually gonna ask on that. Like, what happens to, um, a couple or a family that have life insurance together, and now they separate. Like, what would be their options? I guess husband, wife, whatever.
That's why we try to avoid doing first to die and last to die.
Right.
Because sometimes the wife probably killed the husband. Husband, no, but still, um, it's harder. I mean, sometimes it shave a little, few dollars off,
All right.
but it's best to just do. Sometimes we say, okay, let's do the policy. You this. It can be very, very toxic.
Hmm.
So we
Mhm.
always advise, especially now that we know more and understanding more and
Right.
understanding life, we
Yeah.
advise each person to have their own
On
policy.
insurance. Okay.
Yes. You
Mm.
have your own policy. If you go, all you need to do is change your beneficiary. My
Right.
wife is no
Mhm.
longer, my husband is no longer. I need my beneficiary change.
Right.
Easy. But
Easy.
when you have to go split to see how you can split that, and then she
That.
wants this, and then he wants
Mm-hmm.
that, it becomes
Problematic.
very problematic. Yeah,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
correct.
sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm. I'm sure there's been people who forget that they have the X on their on
The
their
insurance.
benefits. I said,
Have to
well,
die.
what? You snooze, you lose.
Have to
Yeah.
wait for
So
him to
we had a
die.
story about 2 years ago. The
Yeah.
guy almost sweat his pants because somebody called him and said, "Oh, this one of your client died," and he's like, "What?" And then when he checked, the ex-wife was the beneficiary on the policy. So he hasn't done. This person has not done review for
Right.
years. So he didn't
Mhm.
realize that he's like, oh my God, this, that. It turned out it was, I think, the father or something, same name, but was it
Mm-hmm.
father or something like that? But he called the guy right away. He said, come on,
Let's.
let's get this
Yep.
beneficiary change. You know?
Yes.
So it's so
Because
vital. It's so important.
Right.
it's true. And I find out, I don't know if it's correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I know a lot of, I want to say men, sometimes they neglect things. They
Mm-hmm.
just say, okay, it's done. And then they move on from that. And then they end up not wanting to review because whatever, life is
Yeah,
happening. And then they end up in situations like that where the
yeah,
wife or the ex-wife is the
yeah.
beneficiary.
Men are more difficult to deal
Mhm.
with. Yeah. I have a
That's true.
one of my daughter's friend actually came here from Montreal, and she was living and she was talking and she was going on to me, the young girl. And I said, what's going on? And she said her mom and her dad separated 10 years prior to his
Mm.
death. But she remarried. She wasn't a good mother, according to the daughter. She
Right.
remarried and had her own family, but she never cared for them,
Mm.
these
Mhm.
first children. And when the
Mhm.
father died, the policy is still in the husband, in her
In
name.
her name, yeah.
Mm, I
10
see.
years. She already, and this mother is fighting the children for the policy. They quote, she said all the money eaten out because of lawyer fees, and the mother will
Wow.
not give in
Oh, wow.
because her name is there.
It's horrible.
10 years of separation and divorce till she's married back, and her name is still on the policy.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
so
Wickedness.
crucial. Yeah.
Wickedness is a real thing.
Yeah, it's crucial to do the
Oh.
reviews, making sure that thing, and there might be a gap. What is the
Hmm.
insurance need? The need might increase or it may
Yeah.
decrease.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how can we fill that gap before anything happens?
Right.
Instead of leaving your family with that gap because you have life insurance, yes. But if there's a gap, it's still not filling the whole purpose of why you have it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So it's so crucial. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Question here. Can I have more than one insurance policy? Hypothetically, I'm divorced with an ex-wife and child now present. I
Yeah.
think this is what they're asking. Can I have more than one insurance
Yes,
policy?
you can. We always try to make sure that we maintain your need. If you want more, we can explain and say, okay, based on this, he has a wife, he wants this for him, and should he thing, but he has an ex-wife now that he wants to make sure he can even insure those children because he does have insurable benefits for them because they're his children. If anything happens, the ex-wife gonna come to him for money. But yes,
Mhm.
we try to maintain the need, if the need and also the budget. Can he afford to pay for more than one
One
insurance?
insurance. Okay.
Or is it that we're just trying to get some money in our pocket and we're trying
Mhm.
to solicit him to buy something that he doesn't need?
Right.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Okay.
That was a very good question,
Wow.
actually.
Great
No.
information.
So
Yeah.
one question that came to me just now is your retirement or your family planning in a rearview mirror?
Hmm.
Is it in a rearview mirror? Is it something you're dealing with? Is it something I'll do later?
Yeah.
Or is it something that you're dealing with
No.
now?
Hmm. So that is a good question. And for I'm gonna speak personally. I'm gonna answer that question for that person. And I was one of those who was like, "Oh yeah, I have insurance at work. I'm good. I'm
Hmm.
good." And like I said, it was only until just the other day I found out. I was like, "Wow," because I'm nearing retirement. That I'm
Mhm.
like, "Wow, I need to get this. I'm not gonna wait until just before I retire, you
Correct.
know, to get this insurance plan because now then I won't be covered." So it is sometimes in the back seat. I'm young, I'm young, I'm young until you're not young anymore.
Hmm.
And then reality hits you, right? So
And not only age, remember health,
health.
because you're young and healthy now. But what about
Mhm.
next year too?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
I've seen people, I had a child was under a year that more than one children or declined.
Hmm.
So health play a great deal,
Right.
right?
That's
Smoking.
true.
I had a client was turned down because he smokes
Yes.
too much marijuana. So
Hmm.
Mm.
there's different things, especially if you're dealing with critical illness. There are family health that can have you rated or decline as well because it's so prominent in the family.
Right.
So what if let's go back on the marijuana thing for a minute. What
Mhm.
if that marijuana is for medicinal purposes? So they're using it in doses according to whatever pharmaceutical
Okay.
Mm.
prescription.
Haven't gotten that one yet under underwriting.
Okay, okay.
I haven't gotten that
Yes.
one yet, but those that I got that were declined, I had to go to the other companies who will give it to you without rating you. The other
Right.
companies will say, listen, if you can reduce it within a year, I will take off that rating. If you can, there's different things that underwriter comes with.
Right.
No one knows what underwriter will come. There's sometimes people will have an illness and underwriter will say, oh, standard. I'm like, huh? Standard? And then other time underwriter will say, no, I'm going to rate you. You instead of you pay $200 a month, you're gonna pay $350 for the same
Mm.
policy of
Mhm.
$300. There's
Okay.
Right.
no only underwriting determines At that point, when we send in the application, the underwriter going to say, okay, we're going to accept this at standard. We're going to rate it. We're going to decline it. We're going to put it on a year hold or whatever. Yeah.
I'm staying on this topic for a minute. What if they were consuming that marijuana in a brownie or a gummy? Would it be the same, or is it because it's smoke associated?
No, the worst kind of marijuana is the one that you mix with cigarette. That
Ah,
is almost like
because they has
decline.
tobacco in
Oh,
it.
okay, the
Yeah.
tobacco. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
the
Oh,
mix with that. But the other ones have not gotten those yet. All I got those that really smoke a lot per
right,
day, per week, and so forth.
Yeah.
right.
And then I had a client, somebody referred him to me in Nova Scotia, and we sat, and he was a little bit. And then when I started to talk with him, he like, tell me more. I mean, and he started emailing me now. So I
Right.
decided to send an email to one of the three of the companies. Two said, go on the underwriting section and look. Another one said, okay, based on what he has, if everything being equal, we will rate him 1.5%,
Right.
right? So 150%, based on what, if everything being equal, what he says.
Mm-hmm.
He drinks this amount, he doesn't smoke, but he does have an aneurysm. Because there are different things that can make you rated decline or so
Different,
forth,
right.
Right.
right?
Right.
So the
Mm-hmm.
application goes in, then the underwriter says, okay, based on the information, this is what it is. We come back to the client. We say, based on the information you give to me, the underwriter say, we want to rate you. Do you accept the ratings?
Right.
Do you want to hold off? Or maybe they might say, in the next year or two, we're going to rate you by next year. If you reduce smoking or you reduce this, that, reduce your weight, we're going to put it to standard. Come back in a year time.
Okay. So they don't totally blacklist you. They say, all right, go fix up. They may say that,
Yeah,
change things, and then come back to us. Change
yes.
your lifestyle.
Yeah, most
Okay.
times, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
It's that time again.
I know. I'm looking at the time. This conversation is like going and going.
Yeah. Yep. That what happened when when we're being educated or having fun here and dissect, the time just seemed to fly by. Um,
Yes.
but thank you, Sophia, for doing this again.
Thank you for
And
having me.
I hope the first time you're here, I hope we influenced at least one or two people. And I'm hoping that this time around we you know, got to educate more people, and hopefully they will, think of life insurance
Yeah,
even for themselves, but for the family or even
mm,
friends or whoever, right?
yeah.
So thank you for doing that again with us. It's not over yet. I'm just thanking you.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. It'll help to bring, and now that we know, it will help to bring up our value, literally, as
Yes.
as melanated people. It'll bring up our
Mm-hmm.
value. If we put value on our lives, we will be valued. So that's great.
Yeah.
A great table.
Because sometimes we go to Walmart and we buy one little lousy thing. And they're like, oh, do you want to put insurance on this? I'm like, for what?
Right.
Yes.
And I think about it and I'm like, the other day my car insurance went up to I'm paying 500 something dollars. And I'm like, I won't pay 500 something dollars. I will
Mm-hmm.
complain to pay 500 something dollars for insurance that's going to benefit my family, my legacy. And I'm paying this insurance that I will never get back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we have to reprogram our minds and see
Yes.
the value. Do we want our kids to come back and struggle the way we struggle?
Right.
Do we
Yeah.
want to be forgotten? Do we
Mm-hmm.
want to remember how many of us remember our grandmother name, our great grandparents' name?
Right.
How many of our great grandparents or great great grandparents leave a legacy? You see
Mm-hmm.
the white people all the time. Oh, my
Yes.
great grandfather put this monument here and they did this. Why can't we?
Right.
Yeah.
Why can't we?
Absolutely.
Right? So
Mm-hmm.
we have to get back to that place. No longer are we a Martin Luther King. No longer is it 1960. We are
Right.
2006. We have to start to build
26.
a monument now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, build our own monuments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for real. You're right. You're so right. Build our own legacies.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So we're gonna go into that game.
You got 4 minutes of
We have 4 minutes. We have 4 minutes. Quick hitters. So now that we know a lot more about life insurance, we're gonna get to know a little bit more about Sophia Waterman based on the questions that she answers.
Okay.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna start. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna start. And the first question is, um, love. What is it? No, respect or loyalty? I'm taking yours, Navi. Respect or loyalty? Which one would you choose?
I think loyalty for me.
Okay.
All right.
Um, hmm. If you had a choice, I'm taking one from you, Joel. If you're stuck on an island and
Uh-huh.
you're only allowed to bring one person with you, who would it be?
Oh gosh. Oh, that one is sizzling. Who will that be? Oh my gosh. No. Oh gosh. No.
Do you hear the heartbeat? That's your
Oh
heartbeat.
yeah.
You hear
Oh
that?
yeah. I can't talk that one in public, girl.
All right, we'll ask you another one.
That's a secret name.
Yeah.
That's a secret name.
It depends. It depends on what I want from that person. If I
Okay.
Okay.
want, if I want romance, then that person. But if I want loyalty, let me see. If I go with the loyalty, somebody who is loyal,
Hmm.
who will I take with me? Oh my gosh, I have so many. I think Deborah. I think.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Big up, Deborah.
Mhm.
All right. The worst piece of advice you've ever been given. What is the worst piece of advice you've ever been given?
Huh, the worst piece of advice I ever been given. I think marry him.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the show over?
I'm telling you.
Wow.
Marry
Okay.
him.
So
Oh
this
gosh.
this one is naughty and nice because I remember the conversation, previous conversation, and a celebrity crush.
My celebrity crush. How it changed from AB? I mean, Abe is a little bit. Idris is a little bit. Oh
Older now.
gosh.
Idris
No,
Alba.
not older. He's a little
Uh,
bit too wild. I want to tame the person, right? I don't
Wow.
want to. I want to tame.
But
I
but
don't
he
want
has to
to.
be wild so you can tame him, right?
No, he's too wild. There's some animals we just can't tame.
Oh
So let
gosh.
me see. Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
Uma M.
Oh my. Okay.
Your
Okay.
abs.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I'm just like lost in the questions now.
See
Because
those
I'm
those
I'm picturing
boys.
these guys too. Like wow, this is amazing. I like the options here. Okay.
Okay.
All right, the last one.
Hmm.
All right. What is something that has made you laugh the hardest? Something that you experienced or heard that has made you laugh the hardest.
Oh my God. There was a video I was looking at the other day. I laugh until my head hurts. But I can't recall. It was somebody's status, and I'm always malicious on people's status.
Mm.
And I saw this video and I laughed until my head hurts. But I can't remember what the video was, to be honest. But this new year, I laughed until my head hurts. But it was a short video.
Mm.
Was
Yeah.
it meant to be funny or did they do something that you thought it was so like silly that you laughed?
I don't even remember.
Was it
All I know,
intentional?
I laughed, I chuckled. My body was shaking. It was hilarious. But I just can't remember what that was.
Well, thank you for playing quick cuts with us. It was
Mm.
it was fun. I forgot about, you triggered me on the naughty and nice moment. I was like, damn.
Yes.
I would have asked some different questions, but but thank you for doing this again. It was fun the first time. It was educational the first time, and the second time even a little bit better.
Thank
So
you.
I'm hoping again we could do this again. It's a good thing for us to keep educating ourselves and our community on things like that that you know, we don't usually speak on, right?
Yeah.
Or we take for granted. So, and I love the fact that you kind of you educated me on how life insurance could actually save an entire community. So I personally appreciate that. So thank you again for doing this with us, and all the best, and let's make this happen again.
Thank you for having me. It would be my pleasure.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sophia.
And there you have it. Another nice show. I love her energy, man. I love her vibes. I love her vibes. Definitely need to bring her back here and educate us more. It's
Yeah.
crazy how like those simple little things we don't think about. Like you made a statement earlier. It's harder for men to like look into these things. You know what I mean? We figure we get paid, we have money, we good. The kids are all right, wifey's okay, and that's just life, right? But I'm one like I'm saying this. I do have life insurance, but I did not go up and sign up my own life insurance. You know what I mean? Um, Obviously my partner and I did it, and well, with work, it just pretty much comes automatically as long
Yeah.
as your employer has that, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, but it's crazy how we could save an entire community by life insurance, and it made so much sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
that's it.
that is it. So next week, right back here, 7 p.m. What are we doing?
Well, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Right?
Yeah.
So, so join us next week for, I guess, the surprise. So Jill and I will be here next week. We will be here next week to bring you another episode of Dissect, and I guess we'll see you guys then.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
First to the Dissect team because you guys make today possible.
Thank you.
Special shout out to everyone who's made the film possible. To everyone.
Or if you don't want to look at it like that, dissect all you really, I mean dissect it.
I like
The comments of people that saying things.
I don't know how to respond to that, to be honest.
Could be the past when you were like,
anytime.
Recorded a whole song with a newborn baby breastfeeding.
And while performing, the cord drop out the mic.
This guy took his sock. His socks
You
off.
know the mic?
And put it over the mic.
Oh my. You know you have to love yourself first.
I love to sing.
Just know how to dance.
Yeah.
And then the people who think the comments are bothering.
The meds I was on was about the lack of respect.
My brain don't work so fast when it comes to them real day. Him say when him wake up a morning time, him a float.
That was the funniest thing ever happened to me.
You again?
I'm grateful for the blessings that I have so far.
It's just a matter of, for example, thing on ice again.